guys, I finally made it to New York City!
Lady, shut the fuck up!
God, well, anywhere beneath 14th Street.
The fun and the cultural element.
It's like this self-induced schizophrenia.
Well, I just thought you might not like what I've done and want to do something about it.
Sorry, I never know when I'm going to get in trouble.
This is WVFP.
Listen,
we're still on TV though. We're still on TV right now.
Now we can really.
Now
podcast.
we're gonna talk about.
Now we can really podcast. That. Well, look, you know what? The type. Listen. Let me just say this.
Number one in reality TV, WVFP, baby. We're bringing in the real shit. We don't even plan first.
Listen, let me just let. By the way, everybody, that was the warm up.
How'd you feel? Well, now you can ask questions about all that stuff.
I mean, I'll just say this. That was very interesting. I've never done anything like that before.
That's what we do.
So
That's what we do.
It's
tough.
So I appreciate that. You know what I mean? The fact that it was just like, okay, like I'm in a new scenario with like 7 people I've never met before. We're talking, introducing, trying to find a way about it.
Now you know what my life's like.
No, you know what? Deadass, when this was happening, I was like, yo, he does this every time.
Yeah. I was really pushing you too.
But the
I
difference,
dropped a bunch of motherfucker people into the show.
Listen,
and I was like,
I think
Woof.
I handled it pretty well, but listen. But the difference between that and what you do is like, the people when they come for your show, they have a little bit more. It's like a singular focus that they know that they hear.
That's right. You what you do is you kind of gotta like, you're like asking these questions of like a group of people.
Yes.
And that's a little harder than what I do.
And they're not podcast trained.
Right.
You know? So it just kind of like, there was like moments where I was peeping certain things and I was like, I could say something about that, like speaking to your mic, like do this, don't do that. But I was like, just let it all roll.
You let it all roll.
Because it's not, I don't know if it's coming out
Is
anyway.
this live or are you going to cut it?
Oh, it's live right now. You're in Hong Kong.
It's live right now.
Everybody's watching you.
Yeah, it's recording. Like it's recording right now.
No,
It's
it's
recording,
not
but it's not. You could cut it.
Yeah.
Edit.
For sure.
Yeah. He
For
will.
sure.
He probably edits his show. I don't edit my show.
I definitely edit my show.
He edits his show. We kind of.
But I kind of need to because I'm talking to myself like 90% of the time. So we're just like, there's a lot of like,
you'll be cutting this show.
What the fuck am I
You'll be cutting this show.
Just edit this out. I'm switching back to
Well, wait. Yeah, you like it.
Because the thing is, I can
but you got to push that one out.
Because I wasn't able
Because you're
to
looking
look
at us
you
when you do it.
guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So it's not actually.
Jared, did you introduce yourself before? Did you tell everybody who you are?
Sort of. I'm not officially, but
Jared's a New York City visual artist.
yes.
Says shows recently at Pop Gun and
True.
other places. You know what I tell? Okay.
Other places, spring break.
But this guy-
Spring break.
I said, I thought he was a comedian.
This guy's funny.
People think like you're not. There's like a lot of people when they first meet me, they go comedian.
Really?
Yeah, and
That's how you know it's some real shit, bro.
Spiritually,
What do you
I
think that's
feel
about?
a lot like a comedian.
What do you
Bro.
think that's about? But you're not.
You're destined to be on a movie
I'm
with the
not.
role of a comedian.
Yeah, maybe
With a big bag.
You'll play a comedian.
I'll
with a big
play a
check.
comedian.
Yeah,
for
right.
sure.
I will
It
play a
gotta be.
comedian.
Yeah.
Because I've never said that to anybody before. It's like, are you a comedian? You know
But
what I mean?
you know what? He doesn't. He probably doesn't want to say it. But you do like these little funny Instagram things sometimes. They don't really have anything to do with what.
Okay.
Yeah,
But you are a funny person.
I love comedy. I love funny.
Yeah.
Love the funnies.
Yeah, I like.
Yeah.
We were standing outside
Real
the door,
shit.
Wolf.
Real shit, yeah.
I told him like, oh, we got to go in if it's not going okay,
Mhm.
and I would just listen to like if everybody was laughing. And you had
Is that why you came in?
No, well, I heard
Kind of
no, but I heard laughing. I heard like we were about to come in, but I heard I was like, okay, laughing was the note on if was it
Yeah.
going
No,
okay?
it was always gonna be all right. But the thing is like they were a little socially awkward at times. You know what I mean? A little socially awkward.
The dynamic. We
Yeah.
had 3 girls, 1 guy. Well, 2 guys.
Yeah.
And there was a former relationship in there and a current relationship.
Yeah.
in
I
there.
think it's
And I feel like it's like the knowledge that some people are in relationships with each other that you can't. It's
Yeah,
not.
for sure.
You can't just joke
it
at each
should have
other.
been. You should do
necessarily,
these
you
dating
know?
shows with strangers. It should be like people who don't know. each
Right.
other.
If it's strangers, there's no stakes.
And
You
people
can
who
just
have
go
like
for
some
it.
podcasts, like I don't want to say decorum, but like they understand how it works.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
We're,
Like
we're talking one at a time.
one at
Yes.
a time, talking in your microphone. you know?
Yeah.
It's
I
like-
know.
like,
Hey, I
I'm not
know.
even gonna say nothing.
Yeah, yeah.
Because it's like again, it's an experience.
Yeah.
I just looked at this like this is some life shit. It's like
Yes.
when will I ever be able to say I
So
can do this again?
what would the fuck a show? What would the show be like if that's what it was? Where you had to just like
Talking to
literally, you're
strangers?
almost like at a bus stop.
Well,
Like
then
what you just did right now was almost like at a restaurant.
I would
like,
never do this.
Strange people.
I would never do this. I would never. And the closest I would get to it is
WVFP. I will never do this again.
the closest I would get to it, I'd be like, this is the topic. This is what we're talking about.
Right.
And then we all have like a singularity of like,
Yeah.
we can all, you know what I mean? Like trained mentally.
Well, what did you learn there? Is that what you learned?
No, I mean,
Did you learn anything? Because you said you never really did anything.
He
Never.
with,
learned
like, a
he's
bunch of
never
strangers.
gonna do that again.
what did I learn? Well, I just kind of learned what I've already known. Like, cause you know, I work here, so I get to watch a lot of things happen.
Yeah.
And so like now it's like it happened to me though. You know what I mean? Where I just realized like this is what happened when poor guest selection happens. You know what I mean? It's like
Look,
that's what
What
happened.
is
Well, if it was
your
not part-
guest select, I guess
No,
I'm
forget
coming
that.
in cold here, but can you?
Huh?
What's your guest selection
doesn't-
usually?
you don't really
what are
have-
you? Who do you bring?
I don't really
on?
have a lot of guests, but I start with
I
people I
see.
respect, like
Yeah,
most people
of
do.
course.
You know what I mean? I just start with people I respect, people that I'm a fan of who they are. You know what I mean? I like the way their brain. I like when they speak, the things they say. I like the way their brain thinks. You know?
Uh-huh.
So it's like I bring you on because I admire you already, and so like now we're coming
Thank
on
you.
with that notion already in mind. You know, it's like, oh, you know, I respect you, and I've watched you, so I have a lot to talk about based upon
That sounds some safe ass shit.
your work.
That's
But it's the
safe.
truth. Though.
That's safe.
It's the truth.
We're
People
doing
I respect. Why would I talk to anybody else?
because we're doing it without a net, baby.
But you talk to people you respect.
It's true.
You do.
Yeah. You
That's why they on the show.
bring on
You're an artist, bro. You're not bringing on nobody you don't respect.
True. Okay. Respect is different
yeah,
than what's
respect
going to
is
be
very-
easy.
He brought
Admiration,
on-
respect.
Okay,
He brought
admiration
on-
and respect is different than who's going to be good or easy.
Right.
Like,
Oh,
I invite
see,
people
that's a
on the
different
show.
story. You're right.
I invite people on the show where I know it's going to kick my ass. You know,
I don't want
I,
that.
I might like them. I may have admiration for them before they come on, but sometimes you can tell right away, oh, this person's going to be a pain in the
I don't want to fight.
Oh, really?
I don't want to fight.
We're fighting.
I want to fly with you. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I want to
Yeah.
start fire with you.
Okay,
You know what I
okay.
mean? Like
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
want to be like struggling trying to.
Yeah.
It's like no, I got gasoline and you got the other thing, and we about to set this bitch off. Like
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
what
yeah.
I want.
Yeah.
That's just what I like. You know, I want it
Yeah,
to be
yeah.
electric like that.
Right, right.
You know what I
think
mean?
That's a quality of any good show.
Yeah.
But it
For
could,
sure.
that could be in conflict.
Oh,
it could
dude,
be
you know what?
in
You're gonna
either
watch-
way.
you're
Either
gonna-
way.
but you're gonna
Good or
watch-
bad.
Right. Like
Good or bad, I
there
want
could
it.
be
But you know what?
tension.
You're gonna watch this. You're gonna love it. I was
I
standing
agree.
outside. I was
I agree.
standing outside
Could be,
listening
yeah.
to just. I couldn't hear
I agree.
exactly what you were saying,
Uh-huh.
but I could hear the
Mhm.
up and down of it.
Mhm.
It was dope.
I agree.
And I think that like, I think that like,
Nathan, you're a wild guy, man.
It really is.
You're a wild guy.
I really pushed the envelope tonight.
For sure. You're a wild dude, man. Far from conventional, for sure.
Far
I
from
respect it,
conventional.
though.
Far from conventional, baby. We gonna get in some last minute like things? Are you done with the yours? You're
Let's-
exhausted by
let's-
our.
No, I usually
Bullshit.
leave here at 12, bro.
You're
This
li-
is fucking
You're like,
9:42.
we want to do any more stuff here because we could ask Wolf about his own dating life.
Yeah.
It's not,
It doesn't need to
What's going on with
definitely. What's
your
going on with
life?
Wolf?
My life's-
Interview you.
my life's complicated, right?
It's all. We're all guys here now,
It's
baby.
complicated. It really is. It really is. It's complicated. Living with somebody, moved in with somebody, then we broke up after we moved in with each other. You know what I mean? So I'm financially very what's the word? Vulnerable, because it's like, fuck, I can't do shit about this right now. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I moved in,
Yeah.
thinking it was a good idea, thinking I'd save some bread real quick.
Yeah.
And then I got in, relationship ended.
Oh no.
And now it's like, fuck, we sleep in the same bed, we sleep in the same room. You know what I mean? And then there's more I would like to tell you that I actually can't
Are
tell you. I'll tell you
you-
why after, you know, but
Well, let me. Okay. Are you dating anybody else though?
no.
You as a single man have just been shelled up
Well, you know, it's like it
because you
becomes
live in New York and now you live in the East Village.
yeah.
And I understand that there's a bad situation, but there's also a lot of voices outside. I know
Well,
when you're slaying.
This is the thing though, like title wise, right? Like not together, but the actions
Okay.
would maybe
It became really casual.
the actions say differently than
I
what
see.
what we speak. You know what
I
I mean?
see.
And it's because no, I don't want to make that an excuse. But because we live together, we do a lot of, and we've been with each other, so we do a lot of convenient been together type shit. That
You
kind
guys
of-
are still together in some ways. You're just not maybe together sexually and label wise.
Sexually.
But you still live.
No, yes,
You
sexually.
still
No,
partners.
he's what
Oh,
he's
yeah.
saying
Yeah,
is
yes,
Okay,
actually.
well then
what he's saying is the title
realistically,
has
you're
dropped
kinda
off
right.
a lot of
You
the
guys are just-
mechanisms.
that is truly the definition of like it's complicated.
It's complicated.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? It's
Look,
literally
Look,
complicated.
I'll tell you something that I learned in my New York City life, which was like dating, super complicated here. I don't care what the fuck, who you are.
True.
It don't matter how much money you got or what your life is like here. Dating, seriously, if you're looking for a relationship, that shit is hard here.
Mhm.
And one of the things I fell into in my 20s was living in Brooklyn and hooking up with my friends. And I really like, if I was ever going to give like
Hooking up with your friend?
yeah, if I want to give you a sermon here, it would be like this. When I first moved to New York, regular dude kind of looking for a relationship, right?
Mm-hmm.
As that is really hard in New York, you start, I did, a lot of people do, you fall into kind of friendly relationship things. Like those girls you know, when they don't have a boyfriend, they're calling you. You're in their friend group.
For sure.
And after a while, that
For sure.
became my main relationship mode. Wasn't really like
It was like the middle
going
guy.
on a date.
Mm-hmm.
It was like sometimes meet girls, and when that didn't work out, well, you always had some friends.
Mm-hmm.
And that sounds fun. Like you're a single man. There's girls, they don't want nothing. You know, that sounds great. But fucking a decade can go like that.
Oh,
And
for
what
certain.
And what are you doing? You're not really looking for a serious relationship. You're kind of like, because every time there's nothing going on, there's some friends. There's that girl from Bushwick. There's like all these people who are super casual with
You want to be married?
Well, I want to, well, if I did get married, it would be like from a serious situation.
Right.
Like
got
everybody else.
You. Got you.
So I would just say that, like, I think that
Got
that's
you.
a New York thing that happens to people,
Mm-hmm.
that and happens to girls and guys too, where like it's easier to just, it's not even a hookup game because it's in a friend circle, but you live in New York, so your friend circle is like 80 people deep.
Mm-hmm.
So it's easy to like totally stop even thinking about serious relationships in New York. And you can just think about,
That's dangerous, though.
that's
feel
what I
like.
mean. And
That's
it's like
dangerous.
a time suck.
For
Doesn't
any.
seem like the vibe right now. Most people that I talk to now want serious relationships.
Really?
This is the time
Is that an
to
age
do
thing
so.
or what?
Could
Of
be.
course.
Your age
It plays a part. I mean, I don't know how old you guys are. I just turned 30. And so
Yes.
now I'm like, you feel the difference between like, okay, maybe I should start thinking intentional
Right.
time with the person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so and you understand why, because it's like being out here casually is actually fucking dangerous.
Especially for the ladies.
It's dangerous
Well-
for a lot of reasons.
Yeah.
A lot of reasons.
There's a lot of things going on, man. You know, like there's so many people. And that's another thing about New York. where
That's
it's
the
like,
problem too.
You can just go the fuck outside.
Illusion of choice.
Oh, it's not an
illusion of
illusion.
option.
It's not an illusion though.
It's an option.
There's like
It's an
2
illusion.
million girls who just got here in the East Village today.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
That's the
No.
problem.
yeah.
Because it's
Real
like
choice. It's-
you think you have a lot of options, but there's actually not that much to choose. There's actually not.
What do you
So you could have 10 girls to your availability, right? It's like you 10 girls that I have access to. They like me, I like them. I could spend time with them, or we
Yeah.
could be sexual with each other.
mean? Right.
But out of those 10 girls, it's very rare that one of them is like, I will be there by you if you got cancer.
Oh, totally.
tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, no, that's what I'm saying.
You
The
know what I
time
mean?
suck is because all of that all of that friendship stuff
Mhm.
is an acknowledgement that it's never really going to be serious.
Right.
That's what all that shit is. You're saying to each
Right,
other, hey,
right,
nothing
got you.
serious is going on. Call me.
Got
up."
you. Got you.
Well, you know,
got you.
that is awesome.
That works for you.
I'm not trying to say it's bad. I'm trying to say, like, especially when you're a young man a certain age, this is a great fucking setup.
For sure. But until it's
Now
not.
you're like, you know, and
until
then,
it's not.
until it's not.
Yeah.
Until you either have a baby that you didn't plan for, catch something,
Yes.
or just emotionally find yourself like, how did I get here?
That's what I'm at, because it's like I've, you know, I hook up with people who I'm friends with, and I don't even want to really see them again or hook up with them again, because I just feel like,
Yeah.
okay, maybe when I'm really horny, we'll want to get together and fuck,
Right.
but it doesn't feel like I want to spend
Right.
more and more and more time with
Right.
this person.
Right.
That's a problem. That's a problem, because you end up, I end up a little isolated. Which
No, it super is.
it's not good. You
it's-
don't want to be like alone.
But
you know what I'm saying?
quick question though, but there's a reason why you're not like choosing to be deeper in relationship with these women, right? Something about them that's like, it's not
Because
it.
it's a friendship,
Yeah.
like single serving thing.
Well,
Right.
also, but also that it's just there's just feel
You
that
already know
something's
going
not-
into
Right.
it that
Right.
there's not.
You know, within
Okay.
the first couple times you've hung out with them, you kind of know.
So what's
This is
stopping
not
you?
really going long.
So what's
That fucking East Village thing where any of us can go to the East Village at 1 a.m.
Mhm.
and just like, girl, honestly, the bras will just run up to you and say some shit and that's the end of it. Like, it's not,
which is dope.
it's dope. That's, yeah.
Which
and
is
it's
dope.
too dope. It's
That's
too
dope.
much, you know what I
'Cause
mean?
we've all worked hard to get a woman's attention before. So
Yes.
like,
And so when it's happening, you're literally like, it's literally 6 years later. And you're like, Saturday night, let's go to the East Village. There's
See,
another
nah.
undergrad girl.
Yeah,
and
you
then
got
we-
now you got girls on the couch calling you middle aged. You know what I'm saying?
She literally called
Before
me
you know
middle-aged.
it, before you know it.
What went through my mind? First, I'm not middle aged. Then I was like, am I? And then I was like, just give it to me.
Yeah.
At least she's talking.
At
to
least
me.
right. At least
She's talking right at me. You know, I don't know.
that whole situation was weird because like she kept giving me the rhythm a little bit, and I was just like, but this is, I don't know, you know what I mean? Like, this is your ex-boyfriend right here. It's like women are bold, bro. Women are bold.
She's definitely bold.
Women are bold.
She said she couldn't last in jail because she was gonna get fucked.
You know
Yeah,
what?
that was
Two holes.
crazy.
In 2 holes. She said,
Yeah, well,
I'm not sure how familiar you are with how men and women jails
Yeah,
work.
yeah, yeah,
listen,
yeah,
But in
yeah.
general,
You know what
it's
I
men
got?
who are worried
You know what I
about
got? I
that
hope you
particular
cut this.
thing,
I hope
but
you
it's
cut this
okay.
right next to her comment or something because when I got off that broad, she'd be fine in jail. I got off that broad,
Oh, yeah.
operator off that. broad.
Absolutely. She would be running
Are you
shit
kidding?
in
You'll
jail.
be running jail.
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Are
I
you
mean,
kidding?
It is not someone you
She's
want to fuck
already
with in
laying
jail.
awake at night thinking about how she's gonna run jail.
Insane.
I wouldn't fuck with her.
I
in jail.
love that shit.
Bro.
I'd fuck with her out here in the world, though.
I don't know anymore. You know, like,
See, but that, yeah, maybe I'm just.
do you want to
talking
talk
shit
about
'cause
what
I'm
you want
young.
to talk about age gap? You want to do age gap shit?
What about age gap?
Well, you're old enough to know because, like, you act like 30 ain't old. Let me tell you something. When you go to the
Oh,
East
yeah.
Village, most of those girls are younger than that.
I don't think 30's old.
You can, but
It's
the age
not,
gap.
but
I'm
when
not saying that, but
if
you can
you know.
still, you are
Yeah.
still gonna have age gap shit going on.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of, first of all, every girl doesn't like the same thing, right? We all know that. But some women are looking to, they're open to an older guy come through, drop a
open.
little game,
It's the trend.
drop a little. That's what. So why did you say? It sounded like you were saying the
I'm
opposite.
saying to you, I was about to just say to you, like,
Mhm.
that's what I'm saying. Like, you might be 30 and you're saying you're just 30. But in the East Village, there are girls that are 22, they're just
Okay.
out of undergrad. They're probably walking up to you because they're walking up to me and they're saying shit like they just walk up to you at 2 a.m. and they're like, hey, nice hat. Age gaps are hot. I bet you have an Instagram.
Damn.
You know, like they say
just
a thing
like,
to
just
me.
like that.
They're literally like this. I bet you have an Instagram.
Once you get the
I'm
Instagram,
like,
bro, you
oh,
know
what?
it is,
Oh,
bro.
what?
You know
And you
what
know, like,
it is.
Like you're old enough though to experience that. You know what I mean? Because like
Yeah.
you might only be 30, but a lot of those broads are fucking 7 years younger than you.
I can't do shit with a 22-year-old though, for real. You know what I mean? I can't
What do
do
you mean?
shit. I can't do shit with a 22-year-old because it's just like I just can't do shit with you. You would have to be a miraculous, marvelous woman
Welcome
to
to
be
New
next
York.
to me.
Welcome to New York City.
Nah, not
Really?
welcome to New York City because most of the women here like fun. It's only about fun. You know what I mean?
True.
And it's like, you know, if for me to consider to be with somebody, I need to see wife qualities that are so apparent that it almost eliminates most of the women on
Wait
the
a
planet
second.
immediately.
You seriously date that way? You date looking for a serious relationship?
Every time, even if it
Brave
doesn't,
of you.
even if it doesn't really turn into nothing serious, like
Yeah.
I'm vetting you to be like, you have to be of a certain quality of person for me to even want to rock with you like that for real.
Wow.
It just got to be there. You know what I mean? So a lot of the time, like girls I might deal with, it's just a really cool situation. You know what I mean? Because it's like her morals and her values, or like the type of thing she's willing to do because of her love of men. You know what I mean? Like maybe she's not emotionally scarred, traumatized, and she was like, "Yeah, I'll cook you a meal." It's like we're not about to get married or nothing like that, but she'll cook a meal. And that's fire. I love that.
Shit. You look for wife qualities when you're dating people? You do romantic.
Why not?
You guys are
That
romantic.
doesn't mean you got to get married, but it's white qualities. White qualities.
I don't think they
Nathan.
have.
Quality.
Look.
Qualities.
Here's the thing. Are you guys ready for this?
Let's hear it. Drop
Are
the
you
bomb.
ready? Are you ready?
Look,
Look, in the old people's world, it was the woman who had to make the man ready for marriage because they didn't know anything. Men were like wild. Men didn't know what was going to go on in a house, and women had to fucking fix that. We live in a world now where young women don't know. what's
Right.
going on, what should go on in a domestic situation. And I
Ah,
think a lot. Wait, but they don't know. But they might be good people and not know.
You can be a good person
Totally,
for
yeah.
sure.
Oh,
yeah.
that's not the qualities. Then.
That's not being a good person is never enough.
But wait, this is where I'm getting at. Okay.
Never been enough.
I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
No. That's a good one. But what I'm trying to get at there is like in my own world, I am not looking for wife qualities. I'm looking to get to know somebody and then kind of see that stuff.
Me too. But
Like I can't like.
but the qualities are there though.
Yeah.
The qualities are there. Like
But it's got to slowly come on where you're like, oh, she's nice to animals. I don't know.
I feel you.
You know what I mean?
But it's
Like,
there though. Like you being nice to animals is a good sign though, because maybe it shows that you're nurturing. A lot of women are not nurturing. Like
Not
women,
this town.
you know what women in the world. You know what women got
Yep.
down pack? Looking good.
right.
Masters
yeah.
at that. They
Yeah,
got
yeah.
that shit down.
They got puzzles.
Well, that's
good. They're
because
gonna puzzle you up.
they're just fitting the other side of the, because men are always looking. So of course they want to
Looking
look
good is important,
You know
but
what I'm saying?
some
But I'm
women.
just saying it's they're just responding to what men.
Yeah, they're
are
just-
I want you to look
given,
good.
you know?
I want to enjoy what I look at, right? But some women, they only master looking good. Like anything past
Yeah.
the veil of aesthetics,
Yeah.
it crumbles.
Well, you
Yeah.
think though? Do you
Crumbles.
think?
But
But
this is
don't
for
you?
guys too.
Don't you think a
Like,
lot of
there's
guys
a
only
lot of
care about
in New
that?
York, especially.
True.
There's
It does go
so
both
many,
ways.
Good looking, objectively, the guys who really.
But then he's a
have
piece of shit in
fashion
real
sense,
life.
Yeah, they got nothing. I don't know.
No, you're right.
It's
You're
just
right. You're
for
right.
me,
People- shouldn't
everyone's got
people play
what
their
they like and
qualities?
what they don't like.
You're right.
People should play their qualities. You can't ask hot chicks to like not be like hot chicks. You know what I mean? Like if she thinks that that's her quality, you can't down her for playing up what she
Nah,
thinks her
not
quality.
down her.
not.
I just can make an assessment like, oh yeah, it's just clipped.
That's what she
Clipped. She
that's
didn't.
what
She didn't make it to the team for sure.
Uh,
She didn't make it to the team because I see that
This
like.
is a lot. This is a hard New York City punch card you got.
What you
You know what I
mean?
mean?
Oh yeah, I feel that.
You know what I mean?
I feel that. But you know what though? That also.
Is anybody finding a wife in the East Village?
Listen,
you know what I mean? Is that really gonna happen? Has that ever happened to anybody? I don't know.
somebody. It's New York, bro. People fall. At least in the
bad
movies.
marriage.
At least in the movies, they do. People find love in New York.
At least, yeah.
at least in the movie.
And at least in the movies.
Well, that's fine. I mean, I don't think that all that stuff's. Unfortunately, I don't think that all that stuff's like gonna happen for everybody.
Not for everybody.
It's not going to happen for me.
But if you,
not at this rate.
but
yeah.
but if you're looking for it, it's chances it's gonna happen for you before the guy who's not though.
Yeah,
Chances are,
I
percentage wise.
right.
God, it's all so crazy. I've never really understood why any woman likes me, and obviously when they don't, I'm also flummoxed.
Yeah,
You
that's
know?
a good point. That's a good point.
Like,
You know?
like
I get, I suffer from self-esteem issues.
It's not
Is
self-
what
who
I think you were
doesn't?
both. No,
You think
because
so?
if you look at
doesn't?
if you're like, why does she like me? Then you're really not seeing the things that are good about yourself. And you know what I mean?
I think that's fine though, as long as it's
'Cause
not
you should
like
be-
but women have such a varied. Like men are pretty. Like even the stuff he's saying is pretty. Like dudes say stuff like that.
Mhm.
yeah.
Girls seem to have obvious. Like I don't know. Correct me. An individualistic set of rules, and
I
you get to
agree.
the next one,
Nah,
and you're
you
like,
spitting right
"What?
now.
These rules are fucking crazy compared
Nah,
to the last girl."
No, you spitting for sure. You're right.
You know, so like,
I agree.
What do
So-
you, in terms of who they would date?
Uh,
Or
just-
like
I just feel like
Yeah.
guys have a more universal
Yes.
punch card for what they think
Yes.
marriage ought to look like and whatever.
right.
Women
Guys
that
are
I
more
meet in New York City,
realistic.
yeah, a
Guys
lot.
are we're way more realistic. Women are.
I don't know, but they're just. I think in a way, what you're saying makes women more realistic because they're recognizing that literally every relationship's going to look different, and so it's like,
Yeah.
how are you? How can you really
Yeah.
plan for what's going to
Nah.
happen between two humans?
Well, you don't.
Fucking
you
you
don't.
don't
But this
know.
is what women do
You
though.
know?
Women like have a fucking checklist and they apply it to all men for the most part. You know what I mean? So it's like
both do that.
you're
But then
either
they throw it away.
yeah,
for
but
some
but
weirdo.
men are way more flexible. Like if I find a woman who has wife qualities, right?
Uh-huh.
I would be like, on average, I guarantee most men, because a woman who has wife qualities, she brings resources, she brings convenience. So he'll be like, you know what? She's not fucking
Oh, I see what you're saying.
the baddest bitch in the world, but I love her. She's a great person. A woman
I
will
think
be
that's
like,
what
think-
you're looking
you
for.
think dudes? You think dudes?
I think
that's
all
what
men are
you're
looking for that.
No, I'm looking for the baddest bitch in the world.
The baddest.
You gotta, that's a uphill
She's
battle,
gonna-
my
That's
brother.
That's
It's an uphill battle.
That's why it may not ever
It's an
happen.
uphill
But I'm
battle. I mean,
just
you-
saying.
and you know what? If you're
I'm
looking, you might
aiming
find her.
high.
You might find her.
You like tough broads. You like
Absolutely.
so you don't like women who like you.
That's right. Most of the time, the women I'm into,
Okay.
I'm more into them. But the thing is, if they're more into me, then for some reason I'm like,
You see,
"Nah,
this
I'm
is
not
men's
as
problem,
into
though.
them." Yeah.
This is like men
That is a
all around the
problem.
world.
That's
Men's
a
problem
problem.
is they don't like the girl who likes them.
No,
they want the girl who they gotta prove themselves to.
But I don't know. It's not even. I will say that's true, but I think it's more this thing, which is
Okay.
like I gotta have basically. I'm Jewish, and
Okay.
there's a Jewish woman archetype, which is
okay.
basically the leader of the family.
Yeah.
She's
The woman?
the woman, the
Oh,
wife.
okay.
I have a hard
That's
time.
interesting.
She
Yes.
just the bottom line is when if they come to blows and there's a hard
She
decision,
gets the last say.
she gets the last say.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Is that true?
Judaism is
That's why
it's a
I can't-
matrilineal religion. In other
Huh.
words, if your mom is Jewish, you're officially Jewish. If your dad is Jewish but your mom isn't, you're not. So even in the religion baked in is this idea that the women kind of get the
Damn.
say.
Yeah, I didn't
so
know that.
so Jewish women tend to be very. They'll tell you like it is. They'll tell you what
I
they'll
wasn't
they'll-
for sharing that.
You know, and
I would
so
say this
there's
much.
something about that.
I'm
I probably
not
need.
attracted
I
to
get that.
women
Yeah.
who it seems like they're just gonna like fucking fall for anything.
No,
Like
hell no.
flippiancy is the biggest turn off.
What is that?
To,
I never heard
to
of
be
it.
flippant,
Flip.
like somebody who's just gonna like just change their mind for no reason.
Oh.
Their motivations are
Yeah,
in
I
the
got
sand.
you. Yeah.
because of that, we're like, no girl like that can be a matriarch. And maybe that's a little bit of the wife stuff maybe I look for, which
Yeah.
is like a woman who isn't gonna get swept up in some
Yes.
bullshit like automatically. And if I'm talking to a girl and she's like 2 right away, I'm
Mhm.
like,
The
anybody
smirk.
well, I'm like, anybody could have done that. Like if I could fish somebody out,
I
and talk
get
her in
you.
a bunch of
Right.
bullshit, and like she's like, yeah. Then I'm like, okay, well, anybody maybe could have done that, you know? And
I feel that.
I'm kind of looking. I also agree with that. Where I'm like, I think it would be better for me to be linked up with a woman who's got some more criticism, and I like it when when women stop me and are like, hey, shut up,
They challenge you.
because it
Yeah.
shows that they're not just gonna be like, "Brr."
Yeah, they're not just gonna let
Cool,
you
like-
like roll over. Them.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
have an
yeah.
opinion. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, tell me no. And I like kind of pushing women around a lot where I'm like it's like you ask a girl to go to a place. Oh, do you like seafood? Do you like fucking steak? What do you like? And she's like, whatever. Okay, you try to make her happy. She says whatever. Next time I start pushing her a little. Oh, now it's seafood. Now it's seafood again. Now it's something else fucking weird. Like until
Seafood
until this broad says to me, oh, wait, I actually don't really like shellfish. And then now we're getting somewhere. Now when she's like, hey, stop driving so fast, or something like
You
that.
want that?
Well, I want a woman who's not just, she's herself.
Yes.
She's not along for the ride.
Yeah. Somebody with a
Maybe
backbone.
she's a little, like you want that a little bit. You want a
Yeah, for
little
sure.
bit,
Yeah.
you want a little bit of that down for whatever shit.
Mm-hmm.
After that, though, you want a woman who can tell the kids no, who can tell everybody else
Oh,
no,
for sure.
who tell your ass
Yeah,
no.
because sometimes you can't always be there. You want to trust that she has enough backbone and enough individualism to she got it.
Also, how
You
much
trust
does
her
this
with
woman trust men?
that. Okay.
Too much? Because if she's saying yes to me 90,000 times, you know what I mean? Like I think about stuff like that.
That's valid.
Like
I
But
agree.
are you single right now, Nathan?
guilty.
WVFP.
He said guilty.
I see.
Guilty
Me
as-
too. We're
Guilty
all,
as charged, baby.
we shouldn't be. We're not the authorities on this subject
Ah,
because
well,
we're not.
Of course you are.
I'm
Of course
not
you
authority
are.
on being a single person.
Well, what?
course
you want
you
a
are.
married guy to tell you this shit?
I'm not married. The fuck? I'm like,
No.
Maybe I don't fucking. What are the
What married people know about is settling. And what,
Right.
like,
right, okay.
what married people
I don't like that. I don't like that you said that.
Hey, man,
I don't
what,
like that.
what married people know about is
Could you? That's a blanket statement you just said.
Yeah, but
you just
what-
put it on everybody.
yeah, it's fine. It's like having a job though. You quitting your job today, or are you making peace? And that's what marriage is.
Some people quit the job.
Some of them do, but that's not what you came there for. Just like a
Majority
job.
people don't do it.
When bad shit happens at the studio, you don't go straight to I'm quitting. You go straight to how do I solve the problem? How do I knock myself down a little so these
Okay.
people can make it another 10 minutes?
Yes, but the job I was at before, I fucking quit
You
that
quit
shit.
that shit? Yeah.
And I ain't know how I was
Okay,
gonna
that's
make
true.
it.
Yeah.
I ain't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it had to be done though. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So sometimes in life, not everybody is just like, not everybody's settling. But to a degree, for marriage, for men,
Yeah.
you gotta settle.
Everybody does. That's
And I
fine,
mean
though.
settle in the sense of like you have to,
down. That's what they say.
That's
settle
you need to
down.
make a choice.
Mhm.
Yeah, you need.
Because it's like, if you're gonna, listen, if pussy is your thing, you're gonna be running for a long time. Don't ever sit down.
Absolutely.
So you have to make a decision. You know what I mean? And whoever you pick, she's never gonna be the baddest bitch on the earth. She's never gonna be.
Well, she
Depending
could
on
be
what you're saying what your
bad
goals are. If your goals are nailing
I'm just saying like
broads,
you kind of have to settle on one
bitch.
person
Right. Yeah.
because it's like somebody is always gonna present better. So you have to
Yes.
make a choice.
Yes,
That's
you're
my
making
version.
an argument against marriage though. When you're saying
I
somebody
agree. No, I'm
else,
not.
It is kind of when you say
Well, because
somebody else.
you said people get married, settle, and I'm just trying to say like
But
I don't like the way that sounds.
It doesn't sound great, but then you offer the reason why, which is there's always somebody better, and you're in a relationship.
No, they
not-
seem better.
They seem better, right? It presents-
Seem better.
Yeah.
Like you could get your wife right, and then a woman with like
Isn't it all
huge boobs or whatever it is you like,
how big?
whatever you
Listen,
like, and she looking
She's
you
got
deep
the
in your,
heavies.
she's looking you deep in your eyes, she's giving you attention, and you're feeling like, yo, she kind of feeling me a little bit. It's like, don't lose your 80 for 20.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes. You know,
She's not really a wife. She got 20 of the sex appeal, but your wife
Yeah.
has 80 of the things that's gonna make you happy when you're fucking old and wrinkly, though. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. You gotta settle.
Are you sure?
Oh, I'm
I
not
don't know
sure.
about all
I
this
think
stuff.
so, though. I do think
I
so.
don't know about all this stuff sometimes. Like I don't know. If I thought that marriage was the best route, I don't know.
Have you ever seen a successful marriage?
Sure. And they're mostly old people from a different generation.
Different generation, different times, different
who
things.
have different goals. And, like even child rearing isn't really what the goal was there. A lot of that matrimony stuff is religious,
It is.
which is cool, which
It
is
is.
fine for people in a religion.
You're right.
But not everybody's got one. And if you
Mhm.
didn't have a religion, how much sense does all of this marriage stuff make?
It's still
When you take a little quotient out, now take the children out.
Now
Not
we
everybody
talking.
wants that.
Now we talk.
There's other stuff in there, It's not just about being best friends with some bitch, which, by the way, I don't think is real.
But you know what though?
Dropped them.
I think that you're so right about like religion is the backbone that helps a lot of people accept the concept of marriage. I agree with that. As a religious person, I agree with that. Like being a Christian helps me accept the idea of marriage because I've heard it so many times, so many different churches.
And it's a goal. It's a place to go.
For sure. But you know what though? If you take the religion out of it, 100%.
Yeah.
No God, no Jesus, no whatever the fuck you believe in.
Yes.
Marriage increases your chances of a better life.
Yeah, financially. That's true.
Everything.
Did you know that?
Everything.
Financially, It doesn't make any
Financially,
sense.
it's definitely true.
But why?
Everything.
No, because two is better. Two is stronger than one.
No. That's
people,
not the.
people are more the sum
But
of
that's
their
not the
parts.
statistic. The statistic is if you as a man get married,
Mhm.
you will make more money in life just yourself.
That is true.
Not
And I don't know why that is.
you know
Well,
that?
it's the exact same thing. It's because a woman makes the man better at his life, at his job, because
She takes stress
supporting
off his
him,
shoulders.
She's taking stress off his shoulders. He's not thinking about
She's not
where am I
applying
going to
stress?
get pussy.
She doing that.
tonight? I mean, yes, but all of these distractions.
that
of
last part,
single life.
that's a
that
big one.
Suddenly, I got my wife. I love her.
Yeah.
And now, man, I got the 20 years to work on my whatever I'm
That
passionate
is some
about. or
real
my
artist
career
scientist stuff.
type
But
shit.
No, that's-
that artists
what I
and
mean?
scientists are like that.
Yeah.
You get a Fräulein, and then you like M equals MC squared, and like she stays
Right.
there for 30 years, and then you're like, okay, get out of here. But
That's facts, bro.
okay, yeah, I kind of get that.
kind
Yeah.
of like a
He telling the truth.
I don't know if that's the future for me. Yeah,
I see it in your future, Nathan. I'm not gonna hold you, bro.
Oh, you think so?
I see it in your future, man.
Hey,
I
there's
see
some,
Nathan-
there's some bitch dumb enough for all this shit.
I see Nathan marrying a black woman. I just see that.
Oh, I love
You know what
to
I
see
told
it.
somebody
Please
recently?
invite me to the
You
wedding.
know what I told somebody recently that was on the show? Like I have some problems with or whatever. I said to her, I told her, we are opposite. And the girl said to me, well, we come from similar backgrounds. I was like, no. If you were a
No.
black chick, we would literally have more in common. Like literally, I have more in common with other people from other parts of the country who aren't, you know what I mean? Like that is true though. I literally have, like, sometimes I meet white girls in New York City where I'm like, I feel like you're from like the opposite side of the earth or something.
For real. Yeah, I could
But it's a
I could
South
see
thing.
Yeah.
I could see both of y'all with black women. Y'all give
I've been-
I could
I've
be with
been-
a black woman type of vibe.
There's black
you
girls.
get that
There's
vibe.
Jew black girls.
There are.
For
but I've
sure.
been-
Not a lot, but they're there.
out there,
They're
man.
out there.
You're
for
in New
sure.
York City.
They just have to be. The thing is, there's got to be for the Jew thing is they just have to not be anti-Semitic.
Yeah.
Which is tough.
Of
You'd be
course.
surprised because there's like a lot. It's a very deep vein.
You're saying that
I'm just feeling that today
your
of all
familia-
days.
in
because,
your
you
familial
know,
world, would it be
there's a lot
okay
going on.
for you to bring home a shitska and be like, I'm marrying this girl from Massachusetts? I'm marrying a girl from Cape Cod.
What's a
my
shitska?
brother-
What is that?
Shiksa.
Shitska.
Goyim, non-Jew.
It's a girl.
Non-Jew.
Non-
Yeah, but
Tough.
Shiksa's a
means she's hot.
Tough.
It means like she lured you away.
Right. She's
Tough.
It means like she's a hot wife.
Like mom would not approve of this at
Well,
all.
would she? I mean, maybe.
I mean, I think I'm at such a point in my life where if somebody was making me happy and a better person,
Yeah.
I'm going
not
for
even,
it.
my parents.
But would you
very-
be happy about it? Like,
Well, you
would
can't-
you?
You kind of already alluded to you
I
don't
would
want
be
a
okay.
Jewish woman.
No, he did. He said he did one.
I would want one, but it's a small.
But you spoke about
It's a small community.
But you
Yes,
spoke
small
about the matriarchy and them like kind of like running shit by default.
I want that.
You do want that.
Yeah, because I have.
Mm.
I mean, there's a dance
Mhm.
between this type of relationship where the woman
Mhm.
is the dominant
Mhm.
person in the relationship.
Mhm.
Because a lot of the time, think of Obama's.
Mhm.
Michelle Obama is the dominant person
100%.
in their relationship,
But
Obama is one of the most dominant people in the world.
I don't
No,
know.
I see what you're
He's
saying.
president of the United States.
But why do you
when
say
he goes
that?
home,
Because like a board,
she is the one who basically, gets the last say on things,
Yeah.
and he has
His
to.
wife?
Yeah.
Michelle, what? You don't think that's true? You don't think that when Barack and Michelle
I think he makes
get
a good
into
point.
it, Barack ultimately goes, I trust you.
Of course, you can just look at them and see that. But
know?
you know what the point there is, though, is that I think a lot of successful men who you think are like, oh, there's a badass dude and he's really
Mhm.
successful in life. Barack Obama's a great fucking example
Mhm.
that they're strong women at home behind that.
Yeah.
That is that.
Strong women,
As in, like,
no
I'm
doubt.
not saying,
no,
maybe
women-
the word
women who
dominant
are
is
dominant in
not the right
relationship,
word.
Like,
Because that's what it's giving. And I'm
But
like, I don't know if I like
It's
that.
got
Yeah,
too
but-
much sexual connotation.
Yeah,
Take
but-
that away.
No, not even
how about
sexual.
household? Like, household is what more you mean. Like,
No, I mean,
Like, he
strong.
runs
I
the
mean,
White
a
House and she
challenge.
No,
runs the
strong
whole-
was not the word that I had a problem with.
Okay.
Strong is fine. It's
dominant.
It's he alluded to her having the last decision on things,
You don't think that's true?
which is why. Well, I don't know if it's true. I would.
No. Generally, like men and women. Let's talk about successful men down on
Go.
Wall Street.
You about to
They've
say
been
something.
They've been married for 20 years.
Feel it.
You don't think that woman at home tells that motherfucker what to do?
I think that's the reason why most marriages fail.
Oh, because women do it?
But he presented something that I have no context to Jewish culture, lifestyle at all, zero. So you just taught me something just now. So apparently that works in your culture, where the woman is like,
It's just a pattern, yeah.
it's just a pattern.
I think that
But it's
that-
not. I mean, I think
similar
it's
in a lot of
probably
places.
different. But there's definitely an archetype of a strong black woman.
right.
Because she's very vocal. She's
Problem.
not got no problem telling.
Listen.
telling it how it is.
Being
like
vocal,
just like a Jewish woman.
being vocal and being
Jewish woman,
strong
yeah.
is fine. I want to make that real clear. That's not the problem. Be strong, be vocal. I don't like the idea of
Yeah,
the
you don't
woman
want
having the
dominant.
last say on things. I'm way more interested in us discussing it together and us making a decision together. But like,
oh, of course.
but
of
you
course.
having been like, damn, you just
No,
run this
of
shit. You the
course.
fucking
Wait,
boss.
wait a second.
This is the thing.
But
It's-
if you
it's
had a
all about-
career, would you really want a bunch of say in what her domain was? Like, let's say this podcast stuff takes off for you, and this is 80 hours of your week for the rest of your life. But over in the East Village, you got a pretty nice apartment, a woman, some kids and shit. When you go back there, that's her fucking place. And this might be that, man. I think a lot of marriages work like that, where like, especially that's what I meant. That's why I think Barack Obama is such a great example, because successful men,
Why is it her place?
because you ain't raising the motherfucking kids.
That's just
you
yeah.
are.
Why am I not raising
Because
kids,
you're
though?
working 80 hours a week at the podcast.
Okay, make paying the rent, keeping the lights on.
Nobody said you're getting dissed here.
Me neither.
I'm talking about spheres of influence.
Right. Yeah.
Talking about spheres of
I
influence.
think everybody play. See, I don't like the way y'all saying it. I think that's like, I like it more so where it's just like she plays her role and
Yeah.
I never
You think
diminish
it's gonna
that
be
role.
fair.
I never diminish that role because it's her role is just as important as me going outside to get that bacon.
Let me use my
and
crystal
come
ball.
back.
Let me use my crystal ball.
No one's being
Wait,
disrespected.
let me use-
We're
let me
having
use-
imaginary,
No, let me
very
use my-
successful, wonderful marriages. here.
Let me
They're all
let me
good.
give Wolf a warning sign here. I let Wolf strong-willed, and this is what's happening to Wolf. Wolf's going to be 2 years into his new marriage, and we're all going to be sitting
I
here on
need
this
some wood to
podcast.
knock on.
And he's going to be saying, He's going to be using this because this is what a lot of men who are new marriages say who have these opinions.
What they say?
They say a lot when they talk to you. It's not fair.
What's not fair?
The marriage, it's not fair. Like she doing all, it's not fair. She's asking for all this stuff. What do I get? It's not fair. And a lot of people start saying that.
Why would that?
Because what you're talking about is sharing the marriage. 50-50.
That's no.
That shit ain't happening.
What I'm saying is
It
that
ain't happening with some women. That's not how it works.
But you know why? But listen, the reason why it's not happening with some women is because you didn't set the record straight in the beginning. A lot of guys get in a relationship and then she start running shit, and then he want to be like, you know what? I don't like this. And then she like, well, since when?
This is how we doing it.
This is how we do shit. You
Yeah,
want me to
yeah.
change?
Yeah,
You want me to be somebody that I've never actually been?
Right.
When he should really, if he peeped it from the beginning, he should have been vocal and shared his perspective in the beginning. Like, you know what? I feel more comfortable about if things went this way. How do you feel about that? And then maybe we figure out early what we want. If this is not going to work, we figure that shit out in the beginning.
I agree, but then
She's going to roll right over you.
See, and that's what I'm saying. No woman's rolling over me.
Well,